What is up, you guys? It's Noah Wilson here from iHollywood TV. Well, I had a blast chatting with Kenan Thompson and Jeff Foxworthy, chatting all about Bring the Funny, a new NBC comedy competition series that will be premiering on your TV screen July the 9th. Check out my fun chat with them both. Well, Bring the Funny is something new for a competition series on NBC. Kenan and Jeff, I want you both to tell us about the show and what is really going to attract and make audiences laugh when watching.
Well, I mean, NBC, I think, has been kind of the home of comedy for a long time, and they've embraced, the importance of laughter, especially in the home. And I'm a big fan of, family viewing, especially now having young daughters. Like, I love gathering everybody around and kind of getting on the same page. And we've been saying kind of all day the nation really needs to laugh these days. But this show is the first approach at encompassing all forms of comedy, because it is so subjective. But at the end of the day, it's all about who's going to bring the funny.
Yeah, I think anytime you've ever seen a comedy competition on TV, it was always stand-up versus stand-up. Well, this show is stand-up. It's improv, it's sketch troops, it's musicians, it's comedy magic, it's puppets, with the idea of, we don't care how you do it, we just want you to be funny. And if you are really funny, then you're going to
win the money.
Well, I can't wait. One of the comedians that is actually on the show, I personally know them, Frangela, the Frangela duo.
Yes, oh my gosh,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
So
I was
funny.
on their show, Me Time with Frangela. Great ladies, they're hilarious.
Hilarious.
And,
They are.
Yeah, I just wanted to give them a little shout out because I know
Yeah,
they're
there
probably
we go.
watching this. So.
Thank you. That's
So-
right. I'm sure they
No, we love
appreciate it.
them.
Yeah, they were so funny.
Being comedians, how do you think comedy has changed over the years, especially in today's world?
Well, I mean, for me as a stand-up, we've become, I think, overly sensitive. Everybody's looking for a reason to be offended. We've become so politically correct that almost any subject you think about, you're like, is this going to offend somebody? I think he can probably address it better because SNL is so much on the pulse of what's going on socially.
I mean, it's tough,
Right.
because at the end of the day, our job is to make people laugh, regardless of
That's right.
subject matter. So, like, an example was like doing the R. Kelly thing. Like, that's an overly serious subject matter, but at the same time, the thing we were reflecting was an absurdity of that interview. You know what I mean? He was acting like a crazy
and
person.
you were
So,
brilliant on
thank
that.
you.
That I can't think of anything in recent history that made me laugh more than that.
Oh my goodness, thank you very much. So, it's
Yeah,
a
that
very
was hilarious.
Thank you. It's a tight line kind of to walk or whatever, but at the end of the day, a real professional knows his lane. A real professional can stay in bounds and do that tightrope dance and get to the touchdown, and that's what's going to be the person that takes home the money.
And I think, behind this show, the idea is, I think comedy's, it doesn't make problems go away, but it is like the release valve that keeps the boiler from exploding. And so, I think the timing of the show, because right now in this country, I think we need to laugh probably more than we ever have. We don't talk to each other anymore. All we do is yell at each other. And so it's like, you know what, calm down, have a laugh, let's talk.
Yeah.
And
Put your phone down.
Yeah.
Let's
And
all
let's-
engage
let's
with each
just
other.
talk.
Yeah.
Everyone is on their phones these days. Like that, I mean,
I
that's
know.
why people bump into people in the streets. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Oh
Stop
my
it.
goodness.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I have to say, you both are very successful in your career as comedians, and it leads me to ask you, what is some advice or some helpful tips you would give to a, young person that is wanting to pursue a career as a comedian, but they want to do it successfully?
Well, I will say, with us as judges, we're not hard. We're not mean-spirited because we've both been on the other side of this. We've both been the new guy trying to make it. And so I think for us, it's more of trying to be encouraging, but also giving advice that people gave us years ago to help you take whatever your craft is, help you take it to the next level, because that's kind of what we're trying to do is pass this comedy baton. It's like, come on, you're next. Come on. We want somebody that's going to make America laugh.
And if anybody's great at that, I would say is, pretty well documented is Jeff Foxworthy. You know what I mean? This man has probably put more people on than the Yankees. But, I think where we come from as far as being judges is concerned is definitely from a place of love, because we know the terror it is to perform in front of people, the terror it is to try to win people over in 3 minutes. That's not a lot of time, you know, and you know, it's just they're up against a lot. So we kind of sympathize with that. Yeah. But also at the same time, the audience is going to tell you if you're funny or not. They don't have a whole lot of time for, sympathizing with pressure and all of that. So if they get a chance to take our notes and come back with something better, then that's, you know, the ultimate goal or whatever. So we're definitely coming from more of a mentorship type of approach. And then we have Chrissy, who's just like, funny or not.
Right? But she's important because, I mean, that's what comedy is. It's subjective. It either makes you laugh or it doesn't. Yeah. And that's what we're looking for.
And at the end of the day, America gets to choose.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I'm looking forward to watching the show. I can't wait to watch Bring the Funny on NBC. My last question for both of you is, just a little fun question here. What is one of your most favorite jokes that you told, or one of your first jokes that you've ever told that you got an audience reaction to?
Oh, nice.
Oh, my goodness. You know, I think the first time I ever got a big laugh was, I was about 8 or 9, and I got a tape recorder for Christmas. Mm-hmm. And so I did a thing where I filled up 2 milk jugs full of water, and I went in the bathroom, and you could hear the seat go up, and then I just slowly poured out 2 gallons of water. So it went on for like 12 minutes. It wasn't that funny for the first minute, but by minute 11.
Right. That's brilliant.
And I knew, it's like, ooh, I have a power. I can make people laugh.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing.
How about for you, Kenan?
My dad tells me jokes all the time, and he told me one recently that's pretty great. It's a little long, but it's Trump, Barack Obama, and a little girl are on an airplane, and the plane's going down, and there's only 2 parachutes left or something like that. And Trump grabs one and jumps out, and then the little girl and Obama are having a conversation, and Obama gives the little girl the option to take the parachute, and she's like, no, don't worry about it, there's still 2 left because Trump took my backpack. But depends on which side of the political aisle you're on if you're gonna laugh at that or not.
I don't care which side you're on, that's funny.
That's pretty good, right? Yeah.
Oh, Kenan. Jeff, Kenan, thank you both so much for joining me this morning and giving me a laugh. Be sure to tune in to Bring the Funny. It premieres. It's going to premiere every Tuesday beginning on July the 9th at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on NBC. Thank you, Kenan and Jeff. It was a pleasure to chat with you.
Take
care, guys.
You too.